SCP-2832 Hubris. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Prototype Testing Facility 145 has been evacuated, with only a skeleton crew remaining to monitor SCP-2832. Site-22 will no longer be used to contain anomalous objects. Footnote 1. With the exception of SCP Redacted, which is immobile, instead serving as a staging area for the SCP-2832 containment team. A circumference and Hume reading is to be recorded once every 24 hours at 13:45, 5 minutes prior to SCP-2832's regular activation event. Testing equipment should be relocated away from the perimeter at a rate of 1 meter every 250 days to a point 5 meters away from SCP-2832 and a new perimeter chalked at 1 meter from the threshold. At least 2 redundant canned counters are to be kept on site at all times, along with at least 1 set of backups for all other monitoring equipment. All personnel will be briefed on Foundation survivor benefits packages prior to taking assignment with SCP-2832. Mobile Task Force Kappa-7, Faux Bull, Masked Horse, is stationed on site and is to be mobilized prior to any activation events or testing. Mobile Task Force Kappa-7 must remain in the testing chamber while SCP-2832 is in its active phase. When not engaged in active defense, Mobile Task Force Kappa-7 is to focus efforts on maintaining the structural integrity of the testing chamber. Research is to focus on the link between Hume levels and activation effects, as well as ways to reduce, halt, or counteract the expansion of SCP-2832. SCP-2832 will make contact with SCP Redacted in approximately 120 years. The consequences of this event cannot be foreseen. Description: SCP-2832 is an unstable cylindrical spatial anomaly with a radius of 11.45 meters. Footnote 2. As of December 31, 2016. Centered around Sears Prototype Unit Psi-2 in Prototype Testing Facility 145. Footnote 3. The Scranton EMON Reality Sync is a device meant to counteract changes to local reality. Other Sears prototypes have been utilized by the Foundation without incident. Once every 24 hours, SCP-2832's radius expands 1 to 4 millimeters, while the anomaly simultaneously enters its active phase. The particular effect present during any given active phase varies per event, and no pattern in or repetition of the effects of SCP-2832 has been determined. In 65% of activations thus recorded, the effect has lasted the entire 24-hour period. In the other 35% of events, SCP-2832 enters a passive state upon expiration of the effect. During its passive state, the anomaly becomes impermeable, with the exterior taking on an appearance similar to frosted glass and the Sears unit visible at its center. Scranton reality anchors have no measurable effect on SCP-2832, and no method of reducing its expansion has thus far been devised. History: Prototype Testing Facility 145 was an autonomous wing of Site-22 built for research and development in 1997. Sears Prototype Unit Psi-2 had been commissioned on January 8, 2009 for modifications meant to counter non-Euclidean intra- and extra-dimensional incursions. A routine test on February 28, 2009 resulted in the appearance of a transparent shell around the unit once it was powered on, causing damage to floor and ceiling tiles in the testing chamber. After ascertaining that the unit could no longer be accessed or controlled, either remotely or directly, the chamber was cleared and preliminary containment procedures enacted. The first activation event, and subsequent expansion of the anomaly, was recorded at 1350 on March 1, 2009, 5 minutes after a baseline Hume reading was taken inside the chamber. SCP-2832 was classified Keter on March 2, 2009, by unanimous vote of the O5 Council. Addendum 2832-1 Recorded activations of SCP-2832. A partial list of activation events is found below. For a full list, see the researcher in charge of containment. Footnote 4. As of May 8, 2011, Dr. Mirtha Cass. February 28, 2009. Humes, not applicable. Interior of anomaly appears inverted top to bottom. Notes. First activation of SCP-2832. Hume reading not taken prior to establishment of containment protocols. March 18, 2009. Humes 2.3. SCP-2832 shows a static scene of an abandoned farmhouse surrounded by fields of wheat. Notes. First time SCP-2832 obscures view of Sears prototype unit. Probe test reveals perimeter is penetrable. Probe ceases motion upon entering SCP-2832 and is irretrievable. November 7, 2009. Humes 35.3. SCP-2832 is transparent with no visible effects. Notes. First attempt to enter SCP-2832 with D-Class while active. Testing reveals gravity within anomaly is approximately 0.6 that of Earth standard. D3257 recovered safely. December 10, 2009. Humes 0.5. SCP-2832 takes on red hue. Piscine entities are seen swimming around Sears unit. Personnel report containment chamber smells fruity. Notes. Scuba gear requisitioned for exploration. Water displays foreshortening effect. D3257 seen gradually decreasing in size while progressing towards Sears unit. SCP-2832 enters its passive state for the first time, becoming opaque after 3 hours and 31 minutes. D3257 not recovered. May 4th, 2011. Humes 4.1. Containment chamber is flooded with magma, resulting in loss of all testing personnel and equipment. Notes. First instance of SCP-2832 activating with adverse effects. Containment chamber evacuation protocols updated. Containment re-established May 17, 2011, at which point it was observed that SCP-2832 circumference had receded to size recorded April 22, 2010. Further tests with solid objects inside the perimeter, including volcanic rock and lava, have been unable to replicate this effect. SCP-2832 does not activate during cleanup of hardened magma. July 20th, 2012. Humes 11.6. Appears to be the final battle scene of the Avengers movie. Containment is breached when one of the alien characters is flung through the perimeter of SCP-2832, damaging equipment and causing 2 casualties. Notes. Dr. Cass is able to subdue entity with a fire extinguisher. Preliminary examination reveals no biological systems. Entity is prepped for full autopsy in Site-22. SCP-2832 enters its passive state after 1 hour 5 minutes, and entity discorporates. Mobile Task Force Kappa 7 assigned to containment chamber in case of future emergence of hostile entities. Morale of containment team noted to be at all-time low levels. August 13th, 2013. Humes, -2.9. Footnote 5. It should not be possible for a cant counter to register a negative Hume rating. Equipment was rotated after this event, but diagnostics found no issue. View of Tompkins Square Park in Manhattan, New York City. Scene is in shadow. Note: D9883 sent with recording equipment to investigate. For further detail, see Exploration Log 2832-4. November 3rd, 2013. Humes, 1.7. View of deep space. SCP-2832 becomes perfect vacuum, causing loss of personnel and equipment. Effects last approximately 7 minutes before SCP-2832 returns to passive state. Notes: Researcher Edinger given commendation for implementation of protocols to anchor personnel to equipment in testing chamber, preventing greater losses during incident. Despite this, all power cables in testing chamber disconnected and are sucked into space. Junior researcher Balash lost while attempting to recover cables. Lack of cabling causes 48-hour delay until cant counter can be recalibrated and Hume readings re-established. SCP-2832 does not activate during this time. September 13th, 2014. Humes, 97. SCP-2832 is transparent with no visible effect. D-Class test reveals no observable effect whatsoever. Notes: D9787 instructed an operation of Sears unit. Multiple attempts made to power down unit, reboot, and change settings, with no effect on anomaly. SCP-2832 reestablishes normal activation patterns after 24 hours. September 5th, 2015. Humes, 54. Farmhouse from event dated March 18, 2009 visible. Wheat fields replaced by open land covered in what is estimated to be 1 meter of clear water. In middle of scene is the corpse of an approximately 6-year-old human male, identity unknown, completely covered by water. Eyes are closed and mouth is open, whirlpool located above mouth. Sound of numerous unseen individuals weeping is audible during entire event. Notes: Drone test indicated scene was permeable and non-static. D19864 enters anomaly and is immediately lost to view. 5 minutes later, D19864 is seen in distance, attempting to swim against current as whirlpool pulls him into mouth. Weeping intensifies until event ends, 2 hours and 18 minutes after. Addendum 2832-2. Exploration Log 2832-4. Forward. After SCP-2832 enters its active state on August 13, 2013, D9883 is provided hands-free audio and video recording equipment along with a steel tether and enters SCP-2832. Begin recording. Test of equipment conducted, ascertaining working conditions through anomaly. 5 minutes. D9883 instructed to look around. Location determined as Tompkins Square Park in Manhattan. Park is entirely in shadow, though midday sun visible beyond. View to the northwest determines shadow cast by a large cubicle structure. All other views show expected landmarks. SCP-2832 appears as glowing ellipsoid shimmer in air, approximately 3 meters high and zero point 0.3 meters from ground. D9883 instructed to proceed towards Cube, walking north up West 8th Street towards Washington Square Park. 25 minutes. D9883 reaches destination. No signs of human life have been observed during transit. Washington Square Park, along with New York University and other nearby buildings, have been completely replaced by cube structure. D9883 instructed to measure one side. 41 minutes. Side of cube estimated at slightly longer than 1 kilometer. Surface is smooth, uniform, dark material. D9883 reports texture feels like recycled plastic. Doors closed. Observed spaced evenly along exterior at intervals of approximately 5 meters. 45 minutes. D9883 turns corner, instructed to open nearest door. Despite lack of exterior handle or knob, door is easily opened. Door opens into small room, well lit, just large enough to hold one individual, with roof not quite touching individual's head. Interior space seems to be divided into nothing but rooms of a similar size. Each holds precisely one individual. Visible individuals appear to be of African descent, nearest is male. 46 minutes. Nearest individual takes notice of D9883. Individual turns to D9883, placing a finger on his lips and shushing, before returning to previous position. It is noted all visible individuals are aligned facing northeast to D9883's left. 47 minutes. D9883 expresses discomfort with current situation. Individual startles and turns to D9883, shouting in Igbo for aid. Other individuals in structure turn to observe D9883. Without waiting further instruction, D9883 runs from structure towards entry point. 53 minutes. D9883 ignores command to cease retreat. Occasional glances behind reveal continuous stream of people exiting cube structure from multiple doors and giving chase. Greater detail cannot be ascertained due to shaky footage. 1 hour, 4 minutes. D9883 overtaken by massive individuals. Persons appear to be of African and Indian descent. Individuals proceed to assault D9883. 1 hour, 11 minutes. Monitoring equipment reports cessation of D9883's life signs. Testing chamber is evacuated, and Mobile Task Force Kappa 7 readies to counter potential extra-universal incursion. 1 hour, 20 minutes. Decision is made to attempt retrieval of equipment and personnel. Retrieval is halted when movement of D9883's body attracts attention from nearby persons. Female individual of East Asian descent lifts camera to face. Visible in background are human beings of every age, sex, and ethnicity. All appear to be in a state of severe distress, wandering aimlessly about area while weeping. No further violence is witnessed. Individual examines camera, frowning and shaking head. Says in Thai, "Now what are we supposed to do?" and drops camera. Afterward. No further attempt was made to retrieve equipment or personnel. No attempt was made by individuals within SCP-2832 to enter the anomaly from their side. Battery of monitoring equipment expired 3 hours later. After 24 hours, a Hume reading was taken, after which SCP-2832 entered its active state as expected. Addendum 2832-3. Level 4 2832 clearance or higher required. On December 30th, 2016, SCP-2832 entered its active phase, Footnote 6, with a Hume reading of 79.1, displaying view of a dimly lit cavern. Lateral to the aperture is section of wall in the shape of a chair. Seated upon it is a humanoid entity, approximately 4.5 meters in height, with lavender skin and 8 eyes. Footnote 7, arranged in ring on face. No other facial features present. Entity appears to notice it is being observed and turns to address personnel. Footnote 8. Personnel report hearing entities speak in multiple languages at once, with their native language most audible. I did not expect to see you so soon, child race. You have taken too large a step. What you seek is not here, and what is here you cannot control. So much of what you perceive is incorrect. Filter the unnecessary and focus on that which lies within. Given time, you will join us, but not before. Footnote 9. Junior Researcher Ray given commendation for quick thinking and transcribing message. Entity lifts hand and SCP-2832 enters its passive state. Footnote 10. Personnel described inconsistent number of digits, with sole note of agreement being that 2 seem to have been severed at the 4th joint. Can't counter malfunctions during next scheduled Hume reading. Period of 24 hours required to restart and calibrate unit. SCP-2832 does not re-enter active state during this time. Staff Notes. End note from Dr. Mirtha Cass. In the 26 years I've spent studying anomalies, no invention has improved our ability to contain them more than the Scranton Reality Anchor. It is a triumph of engineering, allowing us to assert our collective will over the chaotic and sometimes frightening reality in which we live. It provides a modicum of surety in the face of the unsure, a light by which we may drive back the darkness seeping in through the cracks in the universe. The SRA is a cornerstone in the Foundation's quest to preserve normalcy and protect the human race from the unknown. The possibilities presented by the Scranton Eamon Reality Sync, derived from the Reality Anchor, are as numerous as they are tantalizing. Its creation is a testament to the capability of our research and development scientists to rise to the occasion of any obstacle. The Foundation would not be anywhere near as successful as it is without their tireless work. The malfunction of Prototype Unit Xi-2 should not be taken as a setback, but as an opportunity to increase our understanding of the nature of reality. It is also a reminder that anomalies can appear when we least expect them. We must ever be on our guard. As for SCP-2832, we have no idea how it came to be. It resists our technology, is heedless of our every attempt to turn it back, and defies common knowledge of what anomalies can be, let alone what they can do. It exists in spite of all evidence that it should not. It is terrifying and wonderful all at once. In its presence, I again become a student of the strange and terrible universe I had once thought myself a master. When I look at SCP-2832, I feel as though I do not know the first thing about anomalies or their containment. I urge my colleagues to come to Prototype Testing Facility 145 and experience SCP-2832 for themselves. The feelings this anomaly evokes in the scientist's heart are truly liberating. Fall not into the hubris of complacent understanding. Wonder again at the world. Signed, Dr. Mirtha Cass, Head of Containment, SCP-2832. Rebuttal from Dr. Joyce Ettinger. With all due respect to Dr. Cass, her bravery and leadership are in full display in the body of this article. SCP-2832 is no great wonder of the world. It is dangerous, a menace, and we have a limited time in which to deal with it, even if 119 years, give or take some months or day, seems to be forever from now. And while I agree that the SRA and Sears are fantastic machines that make our jobs infinitely easier, it stands to reason that we created SCP-2832. Whether it was an accident of design, pure misfortune, or, hell, maybe we inadvertently summoned some kind of demon. There's no way to know. Regardless, SCP-2832 is our mistake, our burden, our mess to clean up. And given how resistant it is to our technology, I frequently despaired that we will never find a fix for that mistake. I often wonder if any of this has purpose. It does, of course. Our purpose is, as ever, to protect humanity and maintain normalcy. Though I would argue the methods the SCP-2832 containment team has been utilizing to do so have run the gamut from haphazard and reactionary to downright backward thinking. My point is, if you're going to come here and put yourself in danger for the sake of gawking at a rip in space-time, do it for the right reasons. Don't waste time wondering at the boundless beauty of the universe. Get mad. Become extremely angry that this aberration, this abomination, dared exist where we tried to exert control. Use SCP-2832 as inspiration to further the development of technologies that keep the Foundation's mission strong. Dr. Cass and I may differ on much, but on one point we are agreed. With our combined skills, we have conquered and contained thousands of anomalies. SCP-2832 will be no different given time. Signed, Dr. Joyce Edinger, Head Researcher, SCP-2832 Containment Team. Update. A portion of Prototype Testing Facility 145 has been reopened for its original purpose of research and development. Preliminary tests suggest the new prototype may have functionality in containing SCP-2832 and other temporospatial anomalies. The O5 Council has tentatively provided funding for the full implementation of the new Scranton Edinger reality filter as of January 13, 2017. Thank you for listening to SCP-2832, Hubris, by TL333s. If you enjoyed this SCP, please like and subscribe, and follow the link in the description to the SCP Wiki, and vote up the article to support the author and the SCP Wiki as a whole.